Good morning to all of you. I'm Himanshu Srivastav. Today we are going to study about the story The Black Aeroplane by Frederick Forsyth. So let's start with the introduction. The lesson Black Aeroplane by Frederick Forsyth reflects on how one's judgment gets distorted due to fantasizing and how it creates problems. In this chapter, the narrator is a pilot who is so eager to meet his family and have a good breakfast that he takes the wrong decision of facing the storm. Instead of doing the right thing miraculously, he somehow manages to escape with the help of the mysterious aeroplane. Here, distorted means twisted, confused, and fantasizing means daydreaming of desire. So now let's start with the chapter. The moon was coming up in the sky, in the east, behind me, and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. There was not a cloud in the sky. I was happy to be alone, high up, above the sleeping countryside. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. This line has been told by the narrator. It was night time when the sky was clear and the stars could be seen twinkling. The pilot felt peace in being above a country that had fallen asleep while he was flying over France to England. As it was night time, so the country was sleeping. He was flying from France to England. It was 1:30 in the morning and he was fantasizing about holidaying with his family. Means sitting in the plane in the air, he was just daydreaming that how will he enjoy with his family. I should call Paris control soon, I thought as I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane. I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. I switched on the radio and said, Paris control, Dakota DS 088 here. Can you hear me? I am on my way to England. Over. The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS 088. I can hear you. You ought to turn 12 degrees west now. DS 088. Over. Now the explanation here. When the aeroplane was in France, the pilot thought of informing the Paris control personnel about its presence and for instruction. As he was in plane, so he thought to inform Paris control about his presence, about his position. At that time, lights from the Paris city were blaring at him. He informed the control agency to which they replied with further instruction on direction. He got the response also reply from the Paris control as instruction. The control room at Paris instructed him to turn 12 degrees towards the west. So he followed the instruction. I checked the map and the compass, switched over to my second and last fuel tank, and turned the old Dakota 12 degrees west towards England. I will be in time for breakfast, I thought. He was thinking to reach his house at the time of breakfast. A good big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. After receiving the instructions, the pilot geared up and followed them while putting the last fuel tank into operation. Now, his last fuel tank was in operation, means it was acting. All this time, he was dreaming about his time with his family, and then he started thinking about having a satisfactory breakfast at the destination point. He was only thinking about the family and the breakfast that he will attend with his family. He was calm as everything was going as planned. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds. Storm clouds. They were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. I knew I could not fly up and over them, and I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. I ought to go back to Paris, I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. I will take the risk, I thought, and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. Means, anyhow, he wanted to reach his family. Now the plan had Now the plane had crossed Paris when he started seeing clouds in the sky. The presence of clouds made it unsafe to travel by air because there were chances of a storm, as they were stormy clouds. They were so huge and dark that the pilot compared them with black mountains. Means that stormy clouds were very huge and it were very dark. So he compared those black clouds with the black mountains. He knew he couldn't pass them as it was impossible to go above them or escape them with the amount of fuel that was left in the last tank. He was knowing that it was impossible for him to go above the storm cloud, or he was also not able to escape them. And he can't take another path also as he was not having enough fuel. The right decision would have been to fly back to Paris safely. So the right decision according to him was to fly back to Paris. But the pilot's decision making was clouded by his wish to meet his family. As I said, that he was only thinking about his family. He wanted to meet his family. So his decision was according to that. So he desperately wanted to be with his family and have that English breakfast. So he had been dreaming of all day that he took the risk of not going back. And finally he decided that he will not return back. So he headed the plane right into the storm. Means he flew with his Dakota straight into the storm. Inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black. It was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. I looked at the compass. I couldn't believe my eyes. The compass was turning round and round and round. Means it was dead. It would not work. The other instruments were suddenly dead too. I tried the radio. Now, as it is told earlier, that the cloud was stormy. So, inside the cloud, as he entered with his plane, everything was black. It was so dark because the storm, because of the storm, that nothing was visible outside the plane. He started losing control of the aeroplane, the compass, and other instruments. He had also stopped working. Other instrument had also stopped working because of the bad weather. So he became helpless. He thought about the radio. He took the radio and started calling. Paris control, can you hear me? There was no answer. The radio was also dead. I had no radio, no compass, and I could not see where I was. I was lost in the storm. Then, in the black clouds quite near me, I saw another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings, but I could see it flying next to me through the storm. I could see the pilot's face turned towards me. I was very glad to see another person. He lifted one hand and waved. Follow me, he was saying. Follow me. He knows that I am lost. I thought he is trying to help me. So, the narrator tried calling the Paris Control Agency for help, but he couldn't connect because of the weather. Means the radio was also dead. He was unable to send the message. He was unable to get the help by calling by the help of radio. In the midst of nowhere, when everything failed, means his all instruments were dead. He had lost his hope. He saw a ray of hope when he saw another aeroplane. He felt relieved when he saw another pilot's face and willingness to help him escape the storm. And then his willingness to escape from the storm has risen. It rose. He thought to himself that the other pilot is very kind, as he knew that they were lost and was trying to help him. He thought that the pilot of the other plane, is very kind, so that he was helping him, as he saw that the pilot is trying to help him. He turned his aeroplane slowly to the north in front of my Dakota so that it would be easier for me to follow him. I was very happy to go behind the strange aeroplane like an obedient child. After half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the clouds. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. I was starting to feel frightened again, but then he started to go down and I followed through the storm. Suddenly I came out of the clouds and saw two long straight lines of lights in front of me. It was a runway, an airport. I was safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. There was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone. I couldn't see it anywhere. Now the other pilot, took his plane ahead of the lost aeroplane to make it easier for them to follow, while the other followed him like an obedient child. The author is telling that he started following the instruction of the other aeroplane, just like an obedient child. He was also panicking because there was very less amount of fuel left. He was also very panicked. He was in fear because very less amount of fuel was left. It was only then that he started coming out of the storm and he could see the runway to land his plane safely. He was just thinking about the fuel, less amount of fuel. Suddenly he saw that he had come out from the storm and he could see the runway to land the plane safely. When he turned to thank the other pilot, he realized that the plane that helped him had disappeared as soon as he came out of the storm. Means the pilot who was helping him, the plane had disappeared as it had suddenly come into the storm. The way it had come into the storm, in the same way it had disappeared. I landed and was not sorry to walk away from the old Dakota near the control tower. I went and asked a woman in the control center where I was and who the other pilot was. I wanted to say thank you. She looked at me very strangely and then laughed. Another aeroplane? Up there in this storm? No other aeroplanes were flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see on the radar. So, who helped me to arrive there safely without a compass or a radio and without any more fuel in my tanks? Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? The author didn't know where he had landed, but was not afraid of leaving his plane unattended. But he left his plane and reached to the control room. He headed straight into the control room to ask about the other pilot. To his utmost surprise, the lady informed him that there was no other plane in the sky except his because of the bad weather. As he asked about other pilot, other plane, aeroplane, he get the information that no other plane was there in the sky except his plane. He is left astonished. He was completely surprised with a lot of question unanswered in his mind, that who was the pilot, how he reached to the Paris control, how he reached to the runway without more fuel, and who was flying in the storm without lights. So many questions were there in his mind, which answers he was unable to get. So now come to the summary. The storm, the story Black Aeroplane is about a pilot who feels happy and contented to fly over a city that is sleeping. He is flying from Paris to London. While taking his flight, he dreams about the long holiday with his family. He also fantasizes about the scrumptious breakfast he would have upon landing. As soon as he crosses Paris, he gets a look of the dark clouds that were a sign of the upcoming storm. The right decision would have been to turn back to Paris for the sake of safety, but he, being unshadowed by his dreams and not wanting to delay them, risks the life of his passengers and heads straight into the storm. Here, not about the passengers, his own life he risks. Everything gets dark. He is unable to see. All his direction instruments stopped functioning, and he lost control of the plane. Now, when all hope was lost, he saw another plane whose pilot was more than willing to rescue them. The author was panicking as there was very less amount of fuel left. He was also panicked, but he followed the instruction of the other pilot. The pilot guided him out of the storm and disappeared as soon as they saw light. Upon landing, when he asked the lady in the control room about the other pilot, he is left in shock when she says that his was the only plane in the sky. Means no other plane was there in the sky except his plane.